So the fate of the NPP, NDC and other political parties is determined now by the Electoral Commission because the parties have picked their ballots and they now know the numbers on the ballot paper going into the December 7 general elections. Dramani Mahama of the NDC is at number 8 on the ballot paper and his fiercest contender, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia of the NPP at number 1. This raises concerns about the politics of numbers. Do the numbers really matter when we come to important decision-making processes like the election? And to help me with that conversation this evening, I have the National Communications Officer of the NDC in the person of Sammy Gyamfi. Sammy Gyamfi has joined me. Sammy, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing awesome.
Great. So it's number 8 for the NDC on the ballot paper. Is that what you were anticipating?
8 is great. That's all I can say. 8 is great.
8 is great for the NDC.
No, 8 is great.
Right.
And we are going to make Ghana great.
So what does the number mean? Does it have any significance whatsoever to you?
Of course, you can Google it. 8 is a number of grace. It stands for victory. It stands for prosperity. And I think it is a very good number. In any case, our quest in this campaign is to ensure that President Mahama wins to come and serve his full 8-year term. We are also working hard to break the 8 years of corruption, the 8 years of nepotism, the 8 years of mismanagement, the 8 years of bad leadership we have suffered in the hands of the New Patriotic Party, which has plunged us into the mess we find on our hands. So 8 is great. The NDC is going to make Ghana great with number 8. John Mahama is going to get an opportunity to serve for 8 years. And this number is also going to, propel us to break the 8 years of corruption, mismanagement, insensitivity, bad leadership we have witnessed in the last 8 years.
And so does it worry you that Dr. Bawumia is at number 1? The NPP is at number 1 on the ballot paper?
Well, in the year 2000, Atamils was number 1. What happened? In the year 2008, Akufo-Addo was number 1. What happened? The number you are on the ballot doesn't necessarily
But in 2020, Akufo-Addo was number 1 on the ballot paper, and he won.
But in 2008, he was number 1.
And he lost, yes.
And Atamils was number 1 in 2000. Did he win? Yeah, so the number you are on the ballot does not necessarily determine whether you win or not. Ghanaians are very clear in their mind as to who they are going to vote for. I think the relevance of numbers, has to do with your position on the ballot and how easy voters can locate you, particularly given the high level of illiteracy in the country. That is the only reason why numbers are important. Other than that, any literate person who knows numeracy, whether you are number 50 or whatever, will know what your symbol is, what your number is, they can count and they can vote for you. They know John Mahama, they know his picture, and this is a candidate who is not a new candidate. People know John Mahama, people know the umbrella symbol. You understand? So for those who know who are literate, this should not be a problem. But of course, I appreciate the fact that we will have to put in more effort in educating voters as to how they can identify His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on the ballot, particularly in rural areas where literacy level may not be so high.
Right. So looking at the number of aspirants, 13. I mean, for the NDC, is this surprising or does this pose
what is surprising about it? It was a ballot.
Right.
It's a ballot. We picked number 8.
I'm talking about the number of people on the ballot paper, 13. People are saying, well, the numbers are quite huge, and for that matter, it might have some implications.
No, if all the 13 people are qualified, why not? The Constitution allows for that. Any Ghanaian 40 years and above and of a sound mind can stand for president. And if they stand and they meet the eligibility criteria, why not? I'm worried that Bernard Mona of the PNC has been disqualified. I want to understand why. I want to get into to the bottom of the matter and see if fairness has been done him or not.
Right.
So anyone who is qualified should be allowed to stand. I'm not worried about the number 13 at all. At the end of the day, Ghanaians are looking for a man who is tried and tested, a man who has the vision that can bring about the transformation and the positive change we yearn for in our own lives and in the affairs of this country. Ghanaians are looking for a man who cares, a man who is honest, a man they can trust. And I know that that man is the nation builder, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So it doesn't matter even if the aspirants are 50. all voters know John Mahama and what he stands for. His track record is there for everybody to see, and his superior vision is there for everybody to appreciate.
So earlier today at the balloting, we saw Dr. Mani Buama and then your General Secretary, Fififi Abikwete, raise concerns about the balls and the fact that there was a ball that was unique and could easily be identified, among other things. And you saw what happened, the posting of the Electoral Commission, and later we had to resort to putting those balls in a plastic bag for them to go ahead and pick. What would you say about the conduct of your General Secretary as well as your Director of Elections there?
Very commendable, very commendable. It should tell you that vigilance is our watchword as far as the processes leading to the election itself and the processes after are concerned. We're leaving no stone unturned. And we are watching the Electoral Commission with eagle eyes. Because the first balloting that was done was a sham. One of the balls was clearly different from the others. And the pictures are out, everybody can see that. Even with this second balloting, I am hearing that the MPP did not pick one and that they swapped with another political party who picked one.
That's the information you're picking up?
Yeah. And I'm told that there is a video to that effect. I've been on Star. So from Star, I just came here.
Right.
And so after we leave here, we will examine the evidence. And if there is any truth in that, we're going to put that out. But for me, I'm not worried at all about the number 8 because like I said, John Mahama is coming to serve his full 8-year term. The NDC is coming to break the 8 years of corruption, mismanagement, and bad leadership of the MPP. 8 is a number of grace, is a number of victory, is a number of overcoming, and 8 is great. And with 8, the NDC and JM will make Ghana great.
Sammy, quickly before you take leave of us, the Democracy Hub, I mean, they have served notice they want to protest, and currently there's been a lot of back and forth between them and the police. Now the police is calling on the public to actually speak to Democracy Hub to rescind their decision.
Why? What's their problem?
They cannot provide security for
Why?
them?
They can't with all the thousands of police officers we have, they can't provide security for them. Why?
And the venue is also problematic for
Why?
them?
What's the problem with the venue? What venue? The Jubilee House?
Yeah.
You see, this police service must stop this attitude of frustrating citizens who want to vent, who want to, engage in their constitutional right to protest. It is totally unacceptable. It's very shameful that in this day and age, the police service will act like that. Why? When John Mahama was president, was there not an Occupy Flagstaff House demonstration? Did we kill anybody? Did we stop anybody? At least we know that the Jubilee House is a security zone.
Right.
Yes, so it is not every part of the Jubilee House that you can take a demonstration to. But demonstrators gathering at the frontage of Jubilee House, what will happen? At the end of the day, leaders will be selected to go to the main entrance, which is a security zone, to present their petition.
Yeah.
But by simply gathering in front of Jubilee House to demonstrate, what will happen? From here, I will be using that street. I'll be passing in front of Jubilee House. Trot, taxis, everyone is passing there. So what is the big deal if citizens decide to gather there? The police saying that they cannot provide security for, protesters in front of the Jubilee House when under President Mahama, security was provided for that purpose. Even under this government, we've had demonstrations that have, passed through that same route before. So they should stop the hypocrisy. They should stop lending themselves as pliant tools for the harassment of critical voices and for the suppression of dissent. It is a disgrace that in this, at this stage of our democracy, the Ghana Police Service will allow themselves to be used like this. What is going on is totally shameful. And if they still have a conscience, I'm talking about those at the helm in the police service, they will stand their ground and stop listening to, political actors in the ruling.
So you believe there's a lot of politicking behind this
Clearly
that is informing the decision of the police service?
They are being remote controlled. They are being remote controlled. I'm saying that we are all living in this country. Have we not had Occupy Flagstaff House demonstration? When the MPP was in opposition, they could join civil society organizations to do Occupy Flagstaff House. That was Occupy Ghana, right? What has changed? The building, is it made of glasses now? Or is it made of diamonds? that Ghanaians can no longer protest there. When under John Mahama, they protested there. And we are supposed to believe that we have a president who is a champion of the rule of law. Come on. This is a national embarrassment. They should allow citizens to exercise their constitutional right. We held a historic demonstration dubbed Enough is Enough only this Tuesday across the 16 regions of Ghana. It was largely peaceful. Nothing happened. You understand? We went to the precincts of the Office of the Electoral Commission. We didn't enter, but at least protesters were stopped at a point. Leadership proceeded to a certain point and presented a petition. Everything was peaceful. Why can't they do the same?
Right. So after that demonstration, what next for the NDC? Because the Enough is Enough demonstration has taken place, petitions have been presented. What's next?
Now we are waiting for the response of the Electoral Commission.
Okay.
And we hope to hear from them in the next couple of days. Because as we've already indicated, we will stop at nothing in demanding for a credible register for this election. And if they do not accept to do the needful, to do what is sensible, what is fair, what is reasonable under the circumstance, which is to allow for an independent audit into the register and its IT system to prove that they have nothing to hide, then we will hit the streets again. And this time around, maybe not in regional capitals, but across all constituencies and districts.
Sammy, thank you so much for your time. Great. That's Sammy Gyamfi. He is National Communications Officer of the NDC.